Hey y'all, how's it going? And welcome to part 4 of our YouTube tutorial series. So you did it. You've drawn 4,096 blocks on the screen, and it's looking good. But how do we draw multiple chunks? Like we want to draw 10 chunks. We want to draw 40,000 blocks on the screen. Well, if we're gonna do that, we need to start making this project more efficient. And so I'm gonna kind of show y'all how to do that. Um, if you've ever played Minecraft or any games like that, there are some like telltale signs how they use how they make the game more efficient. So if you stand next to a wall in Minecraft, sometimes you can kind of see through the floor and you kind of see the lava blocks. Excuse me. Got some hair in my mouth. Sorry. um, and that's because they're not actually rendering all those blocks out there. Give me one sec. Had a piece of hair in my mouth. Um, yeah, they're not actually rendering all those blocks underneath the ones you can't see. So you can kind of glitch into the wall and see stuff. And that's kind of how Minecraft it kind of saves data. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making our chunks more efficient. That way we can put a whole bunch of them on the screen. So without further ado, let's do it. Let me change my screen real quick. All right, back to small screen. Hopefully I don't crash this time. Last time my screen was a little weird. All right, let's minimize this. All right, so where we left off, we had one working chunk. So let's check it out again. Yeah, looks great. All right, so we got one chunk, and now we have to build 10 of them. So how are we gonna do that? So let's get started. So in before main, right where we have this stuff, we're gonna add a chunk 16, 16, 16. All right, so we're just making a little chunk array. Oh, we have to do int. Little container for our chunks. Did I get it right? Yeah, looks good. Okay, and then we'll need a function that checks if the block is solid. So let me explain what we're doing. Like I said in Minecraft, you can kind of glitch through the wall. We're gonna be deleting all the blocks that we're not seeing. So it's gonna save a lot of data. It's gonna make your computer run faster. So we're just gonna do a little check. Um, is the block solid? And we're gonna check three parameters. Take three parameters. Sorry. All right. We'll do an if loop. We'll do a bunch of just copy paste that. So we're just gonna make it easier on ourselves. So 6 and x is greater than or equal to 16. So this kind of just checks the chunk, see if there's anything off. Y and then Z. Delete this last bar. Okay. If probably need a thing in there. We'll return false. And otherwise, return chunk x y z is not equal to 0. And I believe 0 equals air. So this is the yes. And this is, yes, it is solid. This is the no. No, it's not solid. I believe. All right, and then we'll also need a enum face direction, because we're going to be adding the sides based on if it's top, bottom, left, right, front, back. So just a enum. Okay, and then we'll do a last but not least, we'll do a what is it? Void add face. Vertices, indices, int x, int y, int z, face direction, dirt. Cool. And we may need this somewhere else because oh, I did something wrong, but let's just go with it. Float fx f1 c. We're not supposed to have void. Let's just do auto. That didn't even work. Let's go back to void. Screw it. Should we just do x, y? No, it doesn't really work either. Okay. I'll troubleshoot that. Let's just finish the code. Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong. I think we might need a unsigned int. And we can kind of just copy this from this mesh. Okay. Switch dirt. All right, let me check this error. Let me see what's going on here. All right, so this right here, this vertices and indices thing. We just need to change this to be let's see, vertices and indices. Okay, looks good. So we'll just go with that. All right. All right, let's do the cases. All right. Cool. and for each one we'll just push back. So so in this case bottom, should vertices push back for the bottom. And then since these are separate cases and each offset is calculated by the vertice size every time it, does it, we just need to change those indices. So I can show you how to do that. So 4. Okie dokie. So now we just need to go back in here and change this vertices, or sorry, the indices, back to just the normal values that it had. 0, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3, one more. All right, so we have this all set up now. Let's go back to so in the now we got to change this up a little bit. So we can delete all this and get rid of it all because we just moved it. And we're going to change the rebuild mesh function up a little bit. So we're going to, instead of just printing all the blocks, we're going to kind of go through them and see which ones we want. So what this is, so 0 is air, right? Let's check. So I don't really remember. So if it's not 0, it's not solid. If it is, or if it's not equal to 0, 0. I don't even know, but fuck it. This just sort of skips the air blocks because we don't need to print the air blocks. So let's just say that. Now we're gonna check if they're solid, if the neighbors are solid. So we need to check each neighbor of each block. So if not is solid, y, z. If add base vertices indices y, z, right. All right, we'll do this 6 times. And then this one will be x minus 1. Left. Y plus 1. Y minus 1. And these are top. bottom. Excuse me. Sorry. All right. V plus 1. V minus 1. All right. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we're just checking the neighbors. Then we need to close off this loop. Okay. So first we have to, before we start all this, before we call rebuild mesh, we have to make a for loop that says, we can just copy that, paste it in. We have to set all of the blocks equal to 1, equal to solid. That way, when we go through them, it works out. So before rebuild mesh, we're gonna do not that. What the fuck? All right, this thing right here. Copy that. All right. And for X, Y, and Z, we're going to make chunks of X, Y, Z equal to 1. Looks good. Is it chunk? Yeah, looks better. Okay. So we'll set it equal to 1. So let's call rebuild mesh one time, and we're just going to test it out, see if it works. All right. We have our chunk, and we're going to go inside. I'm going to see if it worked. Look at that. So we're inside, and now we have an extremely efficient way to load chunks. So good job. We did it. All right. Cool. Inside the chunk, and none of the sides are being rendered. Cool. Looks great. All right. So the next step. So now that we have the syntax, and we have everything set up, we can actually build our chunk file. So let me make sure I'm still got some time. Perfect. All right. Yeah, let's make the chunk file, chunk header, and then chunks.c++. So let's do it. Go into headers, add new item. So it's going to be a header. We're going to call it chunk.h. We'll do the usual stuff we do. Chunk underscore h. Define chunk underscore h. And if. All right, so let's build it up. So, and just letting you know, since we're doing multiple chunks, each chunk is going to have its own VBO and VA and EBO. So that's kind of important to keep in mind while we're doing this. So yeah, without further ado, we include VBO since it has good stuff. Include vector. We'll include glad. We'll include GLM. Include GLM/GTC matrix transform .hpp. Okay, so in this we are going to re-add our. You can just probably copy paste that in. Go into here. We'll grab that face direction. Just put it right in there. Cool. And we'll make a class, call it chunk. All right. Do int. Let's see. So you see this data is very similar to the chunk, and that's basically what it is, just a 16 by 16 by 16. And then since the chunks are going to be, two-dimensional, we're just going to be spreading them out. So we do X and Z. But if we want to do a three-dimensional chunk rendering, we'd add the world Y. But yeah, we're not worried about that right now, so no problem. Unsigned int. And yeah, like I said, keep these lowercase because these are different VBO and EBO things from what we're usually working with. So index count equals 0. And I believe these are just the just like a constructor and then destructor. So this little tilde right here. Oops. All right. Now we'll have some functions. Void generate terrain. Void rebuild mesh. Void render. Unsigned int. Shader program. Cool. All right, now we'll have our private functions. Cool. And then we just need one more thing. We need the add base. And we can just add what we put in a main. So let's go over there. This big old thing. Let's put that right in there. All right, cool. And that is our chunk header. Don't worry about the main. Main's gonna have lots of errors because we're moving stuff. Just bear with me. We're gonna add a chunk.c++ file. All right, and we will include chunk.h, include IO stream. All right. So let's start building it. Chunk. X, Z. Do a weird little colon here. X. Z. Z. Okay. And then we'll generate some vertex arrays. Or just one, I guess. All right. Gen buffers. we'll do the same for the EBO. So I'm just generating all the stuff we need. All right. And then we'll also do generate terrain and rebuild mesh. So that's going to be our chunk function. Cool. So let's make the functions. Void chunk generate terrain. Does it look good? I think it looks good. Okay, so let's do a simple loop. We can grab that from main, wherever you can find it. It's in here. Cool. Copy that. So we'll put that in there. Add 3. It's just a for loop, and what we're gonna do. We're just gonna make a simple floor. This is just to show you that we can use generate terrain. We're not doing much with it. We're just kind of we're just setting everything equal to 1 if it's less than 8. And then so it'll just get rid of the half. You'll see what I mean. It's kind of hard to explain. Equals 0. Okay, so just simple generate terrain function. Let's make a bool is solid. We'll take 3. Okay. Yeah, we can just copy paste what we have in main. Let's just grab that. Oops. So is solid. We'll take that whole thing. Place it into here. And then instead of chunk, we're going to do data. Because, yeah, they're the same thing. We're just making the chunk thingy. Let's leave it for now. Oh, bool chunk. Don't forget that part. That way it knows it's part of the, part of the chunk thing. Okay. Void chunk. Add face. And we're going to take a whole bunch of things, I believe. Yep. Let's just take that. Copy it. Well, I guess we can just grab it because we're getting rid of it anyway. Yeah, let's just cut it. Put it in there. Alright. And we will paste all the stuff we need right here. Just take this whole thing. Paste it in. So let's just make sure everything's good. Switches. We're missing a thing, right? I think we need 2. If I'm yeah, looks good. Anything we need to change? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, now we just do the void rebuild mesh. So we're just taking all of our functions and we're moving them to the chunk class. Okay, so for this one, we actually need to, and we can leave these here, but we actually need to go into here, grab all this first. But we need to instance these std, and we can just copy paste it from main. No big deal. Okay, so we have the vertices and the indices. Okay. So okay. And then in this, we're going to keep going with it. Index count equals indices dot size. Oh, this needs to be data, I believe. Data. All right, yeah, we'll deal with it later. Let's get this going. Find vertex array. Let's see. Let me see. What do we do with this? Let me try to fix this error. Give me 1 sec. Sorry. Let me troubleshoot this. All right. So I forgot again to make this chunk. So we'll do that. Everything should be working now. And then I also forgot to put a break after each case. So we need to do that. Let's just do that real quick. Yeah, super simple. So yeah, after each one, just break, 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 break. Okay, cool. So now we're back on track. Let's finish up this this chunk thing. Get it all out of the way. Okay. Buffer data. So we're just setting up each independent VBO and EBO for each chunk. So that's what we're doing right now. Dot size. Size of vertex. Vertices dot data. GL static draw. All right, just some parameters. And then we'll also find the we'll bind the EBO as well, and we'll do the buffer data for the EBO, and then we need to change this to element array buffer. Cool. And then for this, we can kind of just do it like that. Element array buffer, indices, not size. Didn't mean to do that. It's an unsigned. Why does it do that? Unsigned int. And we're going to do indices.data. Cool. All right. So we added the data to the buffers. Now we need to do an attrib pointer. Vertex attrib pointer 0.3 GL float GL false size of vertex void 0. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, it looks good to me. Okay. And we need to enable it. GL enable vertex array 0. It might be vertex attrib array. Yep, long name. Okay. All right, and we'll need to do this again since we have since we have two I think two different locations, position and texture. We have to do this for another one. We have to do 1, 2. And then void, it's going to be offset of vertex text chords. Okay. Right there. All right, so that'll be the thing. And then we also have to set this equal to 1. Cool. All right. And then this index count equals indices dot size. And then we'll print out, see if we do it right. So see how. Chunk world X comma world Z. Generated space index count, and we're just going to print all of these so that we can see it in the command console. Index count divided by 6. Faces. End line. All right, that was good. I'm gonna end it. Oh, maybe we don't need that actually, because it's already. Yep. Okay. So then we'll do the render function. Bear with me, and just make sure to have that chunk, because I keep forgetting that. I'm gonna build the model. And so for every time we make a chunk, we'll just translate it, move it to where it needs to go. We'll take this vec3 of world x, 0, world z. Okay. Looks good. And then we'll do the uniform, pass it to the shader. For FB. Get uniform location. And we'll do this weird kind of reference thing. Basically kind of figuring out where it goes. All right, yeah. Cool. And then all we need to do is find the VAO. And in the render, we're going to draw. And yeah, we could just take that from main. So why don't we do that? Main. Take this draw function, take it from main, and we'll put it in chunk. And then what we need to do, instead of this, change to index count. Simple. All right, cool. Now we just need to do the constructor and destructor. So, or I guess just the destructor. Erase. So yeah, just throwing everything in the garbage. Do the VAO first, remember that. Oops. Okay. Do the same for the EBO. Cool. All right, and that's it for the chunk. And now we just need to clean up our main function. So let's go into main. Let's clean everything up. Okay, so we can keep the vertices and indices. Chunk doesn't really matter. Okay, we need to get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. Let's see if we need to update anything. Don't need to call rebuild mesh anymore. Yeah, we're already pushing a model, so we don't. Let's just close this out for just 1 second, because I don't think we need this at all. So we'll just comment it out, because we're already making the model in the chunk, so we shouldn't really need that. Yeah, let's just comment it out. Okay, so let's do some cleaning up. So in main, we're gonna add let's go right here after enable dev test. Perfect. We do chunk. Oh, and we have to include. Always forget. Include chunk. .h. Okay. Where do we put that chunk? Where's that chunk at? Okay, so chunk, and we'll do chunk A, and we'll just do two chunks. That way we can kind of visualize it. make sure it's correct. So we'll do B. We'll do 16, 16. All right, so 2 chunks. And then the while loop, we're going to have to render our chunks. So let's do that. Chunk A dot render. Do that for the second chunk too as well. Okay. All right, is there anything else we need to look at? Let me just make sure. I don't even think we need this, although we can leave it for now. Let's just run it and see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens. I don't know, do we need to delete anything? Screw it, let's go. Okay, we got some build errors. So let's see what they got. Did we not do chunk? All right, let me troubleshoot this. I will be right back. Hey y'all. So I just forgot a semicolon right here. So just make sure to put that semicolon in. All right, so let's run it and see what happens. All right, so we have 2 chunks being rendered side by side, and then with the generate terrain function, we cut it in half. And then I want to show you also the console. This console right here, it shows us how we generated it. So yeah, now we have an efficient way to load multiple chunks. So cool. Congratulations on finishing the 4th tutorial. Thanks for sticking with me. And in the next tutorial, we will be focusing on just like the chunk manager. So actually managing the chunks and getting millions of blocks to load on the screen. So yeah, thanks for watching the 4th video, and I will see y'all later.